That really is a lovely intro, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
We're back on Ryders Rasslin review because we haven't been here for a couple of weeks because of my fucking schedule, really. But here we are, and we're back, and we have plenty to talk about. And I suppose the place to start would be the Elimination Chamber, seeing as we're kind of a week behind at the moment. Overall thoughts: I enjoyed it. However, it was late here. There was whiskey flowing, but I did enjoy it.
It was a pleasant surprise. I don't think it started out great, but it got great as it went on.
Mm.
The chamber match itself for the men I thought was very good.
Yeah, the women's wasn't so good.
The women's match was a botch fest as usual, but a couple of things there that stepped out. But it was overall it was a good pay per view.
What did you think of Jade Cargill? She's in serious physical condition.
She might have the best physique in all of WWE.
Mm.
She really is top for who. I was thinking, who are the top two physiques in WWE? Got to be her and Drew McIntyre or Randy Orton. Got to be Drew McIntyre, right?
Drew and Randy would be close, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to be the top two.
Because you were only saying you mentioned a couple of weeks ago about Jordan Grace and that she was in good condition as well. You know,
she's in great shape, but she's NXT. She's not there yet. She's not in the upper echelon.
She will be.
She will be. She will be. But she's a little tiny thing. Jade Cargill's tall.
She's so tall. She looked absolutely brilliant, and that's going to be a scary individual for the women's division for sure.
I would think down the road it sets up for her and Charlotte, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
If she's ever ready for the push.
Yeah, they're taking their time with her because apparently they thought that her standard wasn't great of wrestling. Now, she had wrestled numerous matches on AEW, but that kind of tells you everything you need to know.
Old AEW. AEW almost had a good outing with Edge and Moxley, and then they ruined it.
Did you see what happened on the show the other night when they were interviewing the girl at ringside that's going to be is it the Queen of the Ring?
Yes. First off, great movie. What a phenomenal movie. She was all the girls were trained by Doug Basham.
Oh, well then.
They're all trained by Doug Basham, every one of them. I can't believe she would come out and say something that stupid. And I can't believe that AEW wouldn't script her to say something knowing that they could say something stupid.
Yeah, I just don't think she was thinking.
It gives me flashbacks to Tough Enough sending Kurt Angle out to fight
Pewter.
Tough Enough kids, and Pewter steps in there and almost breaks Kurt Angle's arm. keep it scripted. Keep it scripted. Don't risk it. It's not worth it. Kayfabe is completely dead after that.
That just shows though you're never surprised what could happen on that show. It's embarrassing, really.
It's embarrassing. Well, that's when you let the inmates run the asylum. That's what happens.
Yeah. Was that was the Saturday night show just gone? Was it?
Yes.
Live. That was live, so there was nothing they could do either.
Right. There was a moonsault off the top of the cage. That was, I'm sorry, a Spanish fly off the top of the cage. It was pretty impressive. But I'm sure someone's going to have major neck surgery after that one. I don't even know what it was. I thought it was MJF, but it wasn't him.
I still don't watch it, so I'm not in tune with anything that's going on there.
I caught bits and pieces of it. But Elimination Chamber, I thought it was very well done. The turn at the end, I knew it was. I called it. I said it was coming.
You did, yeah. I think you said it about 3 weeks ago. You said it
at WrestleMania.
And
then
you said it maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I knew it was going to come. I think heel John Cena is going to be very entertaining, and I guess we'll find out tonight, right? It's coming to Raw tonight, I think.
Oh, is he back tonight? That's the one thing I was going to say. There was a bit of a lull there. Like I was really, really hyped for Raw the next day, and then I found out he's not going to be there, and I was just kind of on a downer then after that.
Well, I think tonight's Madison Square Garden, right?
Okay, well, you can be guaranteed he'll be there then.
Guaranteed to be at Madison Square Garden. So I think you're going to have a very interesting night tonight, and I think you'll see some form of other heel turn from someone else.
Yeah, because there is going to be a third person involved, they would think. Any idea on who that may be?
My thoughts were that if you have John Cena and The Rock, that Batista would show up and have the three movie powerhouses. But I'm not so sure Batista's well liked anymore up there. I don't think
Oh yes, he's a blue politician, isn't he?
he has a bit of heat with yes, with Hunter and them, who are far red. far
Mhm.
right. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I think that would make sense. I don't think adding a rookie to the group would do it any wonders, and I don't think they should ever have Travis Scott around John Cena ever again.
There was a lot of talk of maybe a woman as well.
I wouldn't put a woman with Cena. I don't think he needs one. Who would you
No,
put? Nikki Bella come back?
doesn't work.
I don't know who you could put with him that would be of his caliber.
The only possible woman that you could put there, not even in a, she doesn't have to be a wrestler, but maybe a kind of a Stephanie McMahon could be a nice turn, maybe.
She's been played out.
Yeah.
She's been played out. I don't think you can put a girl there. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him and Rock. And then I think there's your Steve Austin coming back at Mania to even it out with Cody.
To be in Cody's corner.
Something could be in his corner, could come out of nowhere. You're going to get the finish that you should have gotten last year at WrestleMania.
Mm.
But John Cena's going over.
You reckon?
It's Austin. Maybe it's Austin. That's the WrestleMania surprise. Maybe he comes out and stuns Cody.
Oh, that would be even better, wouldn't it?
That would be.
The more, I don't know what it is, but there's something in me that I actually enjoy watching Cody being beat up.
Cody get his ass kicked.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't dislike Cody Rhodes. He's doing a great job, but boy, he's boring.
He is boring. Yeah, he is.
But as I said about the promos, when they go to Netflix, watch, they're going to start dropping the F-bomb.
Mm.
So I don't know how he cuts a promo from here, because now you can't go any higher than dropping F-bombs.
Yeah.
So we'll
I guess what they need to do with the F-bombs is use them sparingly so that they don't become overused. The delivery wouldn't be as good, you know?
Well, I agree. Both Punk was dropping
bullshit.
I love Punk dropping F-bomb. He's a little vulgar on TV last time he had the mic in his hands.
Yes, I think he dropped bullshit twice, I believe.
Yeah, so they got to just, you don't need that. You don't need it. There's little kids watching. You don't need it. Don't do it.
Mm. But I do think that the way it was delivered in that promo, though, worked regardless of whether kids were watching or not. But it's different, I guess, for a pay-per-view, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. It is different.
Yeah.
The finish was great of the Elimination Chamber. I think Punk losing was the right thing to do. And I'm curious where they go with him for WrestleMania.
Yeah, they're talking triple threat maybe with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, but what's on the line, like, you know?
It can't be Paul Heyman. I mean, that's why you needed Brock. I mean, if Brock was coming back, it would make sense for the three of them. But I don't know what number one contenders match. I don't know what it could be.
Well, CM Punk is still owed a favor, isn't he, from Paul Heyman as well?
He is still owed a favor from Paul Heyman, so we don't know what that will be. That's a good point, right? So we don't know where it's going to go. Maybe we find out more tonight.
That will be some form of title shot, I'd imagine, that favor that'll be called in.
Well, Roman doesn't have the belt, so is he going to call it into? I don't know how they play that out. But maybe Roman, maybe Roman lays down for him for number one contender or something as the favor. I don't know what it would be.
Interesting.
We'll see. And maybe Jey Uso doesn't make it to WrestleMania. Who knows?
Maybe that wouldn't be a bad thing.
The Yeet's over in the crowd.
The Yeet is great, but then it's over then when he gets to the ring.
I have yet to see one Yeet shirt on the street. I have not seen anyone wearing a Yeet shirt ever anywhere. But I hate to smell him. I'm sure he's a great guy. I don't know what they're thinking. Keep the tag team.
He still screams tag team wrestler to me.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to break the mold. I can't fault the kid. I call him a kid.
No.
He's almost 40 years old now, right?
Yeah. I have nothing against him, but I still think he's possibly a little bit boring as well for me.
I think physique-wise, he's definitely lacking for a world championship. Not that Gunther's in great shape. At least he's 6'6" or something.
Yeah.
He's got huge hands.
Well, Gunther used to be in a lot worse shape. I'm sure you've seen the old photos of him when he was wrestling over here and wrestling across Europe.
Very heavy guy, right? He was 300-something pounds, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he looks a lot better now.
Well, he took the opportunity and he did well with it. Good for him.
Mm. So I did catch a bit of SmackDown the other night as well. I see LA Knight got the belt from Nakamura.
Definitely the right call.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be him and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Him and Logan Paul, I think it'll be a good match. LA Knight's a very talented guy. Certainly took the long road to get there, but he earned it, right?
Yeah, he's very over, and he's a good wrestler as well. I think he's got like a very good package there.
It's a good look all around. And you know what? He's actually a good role model.
Yeah.
Like I could see him with a world title. Not embarrassing anybody.
Yeah, you mentioned Logan Paul there, and I just want to flip back from the way that Logan Paul has been a tremendous asset to WWE in terms of his ring work and in terms of the effort. You can see that he puts the effort in. But let's cycle back to this Travis Scott thing that was involved in that segment, and let's just talk about how opposite these two guys are in relation to what's the right word to use in relation to like being a part of the product and caring.
As I said before, Travis Scott came down the stairs with the Yeet Master, and he was smoking weed, and it was not a good look. Then he's in the ring now with John Cena, and I'm very surprised The Rock allowed that. You think he would have seen the visual? It was not a good visual. Thank God all eyes were on Cena. But then they let him go over and punch Cody Rhodes and bust his eardrum.
Yeah, you can tell when they've actually edited, kind of not edited, but they've changed the camera angle. If you go back and look at the Netflix version of the show now, it's slightly altered, and they kind of cut away to a different angle, so you don't see the impact of it.
Yeah, you don't. Again.
Did you see the part where John Cena had to push Cody back down because Scott was stretching his back? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it didn't look good. They should just let Cena beat the piss out of him, and that'd be the end. I think Rock should have left the ring, actually, after he told him to go fuck himself. And then when he's on the floor, done the thing, and then Cena would have beat his ass. I think Rock being in the ring kind of took a little bit away from it, and I think that was Rock just trying to be in the spotlight. So we'll see where it goes tonight. I think it's going to be a nice ride to WrestleMania from here. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it needed something big because there was not really much hype behind it, and I think that this storyline alone will take them all the way to WrestleMania with interest.
It will. But I don't know what else is left on the show. It's still not a stacked show, and it's 2 nights.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, but I don't agree with the 2-night thing.
I like the 2-night thing. I understand it. People are flying out there. They want to be out there for a couple of days. The cities want them to spend 2 nights. That's part of it.
Yeah. Most people would be. Like when I went to Dallas, I stayed there for a week.
Right. Like a lot of people stay 3-4 days, right? They're not going to fly in, go to the show for days, then they're going to go sightseeing. So that's good for the city, the locals. I mean, that's why they do 2 nights.
Yeah, that's going to be a feature. I think they're even talking about putting the Royal Rumble at 2 nights, which is a bit mad as well. I think SummerSlam this year is 2 nights also.
Is it?
Yeah.
What do you fill it with?
I don't know. Now, you could do, like, Royal Rumbles, I guess you can fill 2 nights, but I'm just going to wait for the men's Royal Rumble, I'm not going to watch night 1 or whenever the women's Rumble is on.
I don't know. If the women's the first night to kill the crowd, and then have the men's the following.
And I think actually, I believe the Rumble is in Saudi Arabia next year. So
is that where they're going to do it?
It's going to be 30 masked women in the Royal Rumble. 30
so stupid.
Covered up to here.
I would. Well, if I was a woman, I'd refuse to even participate in it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even do it. Well, I don't think. What's his name? Sami
Zayn.
Zayn. He refused to go, right?
Yeah, and he doesn't get any heat for it. So political views.
Terrible. There was a story about Ric Flair went to North Korea one time and almost didn't get out.
What happened there?
Told him not to go. Flair wrestled over in North Korea. And I guess this is in the 70s, maybe early 80s. And as he's leaving, they wouldn't let him go to the airport without him getting on a microphone and saying how wonderful the nation of North Korea is.
Say it, Rick.
And they wanted him to down the USA, tell them how much. And they weren't letting him leave. So he got up there and he mumbled through something, and somehow he got himself out of there. But he was nervous about it. And I know Hulk Hogan and them told him not to go, but he went anyway because he's Ric Flair and he wanted to be.
There was probably a good chunk of change involved in it as well.
Couldn't pay me enough.
What?
What are they paying you in? North Korea money? What do you do with that? It's like Monopoly money. Unless they give him gold.
Yeah. So how are you looking now? We are about 2 months out from that big show in Philadelphia. Jack would be upset with me if I didn't mention it. TWA one and done.
One and done. Well, Jack's very excited about it. It's got Hannibal versus Super Crazy.
Yeah, Jack loves
there.
Super Crazy.
I'm going to be there, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm not catching Super Crazy. I can tell you that right now. If he decides to jump off the ceiling, I'm stepping to the left. It's going to be a great show. I know Glenn Osborne's there. A lot of the old guys from my inner circle are there, and Bay Ragney will be there. It's going to be a heck of a night. It's going to be a great night. ECW Arena, right?
Yes, and also Rick himself will be there.
Well, supposedly, we'll see. Hopefully, if he's got one more match in him, I got one more left in me for Ric Flair.
Yeah, he did cancel an appearance a couple of weeks back, and I thought leading into it that it would be to appear on Monday Night Raw in Charlotte, but he didn't end up appearing there, so I don't know why he cancelled that event. That was just what I was thinking.
I'm wondering if they bring him back at Mania with his daughter, or listen, they could put him with Cena.
Oh no, could they? I suppose
they might. I don't think Rock likes him though. I think there's some heat between Rock and Nature Boy because the Nature Boy called Ron Simmons the N-word back in the day.
That would do it. That would do it.
Which I don't know how Ron Simmons didn't just beat the crap out of him. I'm shocked by that.
Was he drunk?
Talk about having restraint.
Was he drunk?
I don't know the answer to that. I mean, but he's always drunk. So yes, we do know the answer. He drinks a day or something.
Drink water. Drink water. That's why he said he passed out in the last match.
Yeah, Ron Simmons is one of the last guys you're going to call it. You ever seen how big Ron Simmons is?
I have never seen Ron Simmons in person.
Dude, he is the biggest, thickest son of a bitch. You wouldn't fight that man.
Not a good one.
Piss him off like that. Good Lord. He was throwing the Steiner brothers around like they weighed nothing.
I don't think
Flair dropped it on him. I heard the story. I never asked Ron about that. I probably should have.
What was the story?
Not asking.
How did it happen?
Somewhere in the locker room, is my understanding. I'm not sure how it was initiated. I heard parts of the story. I've heard 10 different versions, so I don't know which one's true. I just know that it happened.
You're going to have
I'm not sure where it happened or when. I know it was down south. It's good old boy country, and I guess Flair was feeling froggy or intimidated and just decided to say something stupid, but he's surrounded by his boys, right?
What do you think? What do you think of? Everybody applauds Triple H and says that Triple H is the man and this product is way better than when Vince was there, and Triple H is so selfless and he does everything for the business. And I go on today and I look at the Hall of Fame inductees and I see Triple H right bang slap in the middle of the poster, that old Triple H, and he didn't even know he was going to be inducted. What do you think?
He's only the CEO.
What do you think about that he did not know he was going to be inducted? Come on. You don't believe that?
Obviously, he knew he was going to be inducted. Yeah. I guess Sean's going to induct him.
I guess so.
I would think, or Stephanie, one or the other. Probably Sean.
I have no problem with Triple H being inducted to the Hall of Fame. He had a great career, but I do have a problem with him saying that he didn't know about it.
It was actually very stupid. And then I actually felt bad for him. I actually liked Triple H very much. He was always very cool. When he announced Michelle McCool was going in, and he went on a coughing fit. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see that. No.
He's doing it live on like ESPN or whatever, and he starts coughing, and he can't stop, and he can't talk. It's like he swallowed a fly right when he went to announce it, and he's just coughing. He's like, I'm trying to get through it, and they're like trying to have the drama, but it was just completely shit on because he was coughing.
Oh, I'll have to see that.
Coughing his ass off on live.
What do you think of Michelle McCool getting in?
I've always been very fond of her and Layla. They were a riot when I was up there. They were funny as hell, those two.
Well, I think we know why she's
They're
going in.
watering down the Hall of Fame. I think at this point, just put everybody in. Me, Steve Carino go in, like Julio, like just put us all in. What the hell? You're going to run out of people to put in.
Would Michelle McCool be going into the Hall of Fame if she wasn't married to the Undertaker? Is the real question.
She would definitely not be going in the Hall.
Yeah,
absolutely not. Why isn't Layla going in with her?
Mm-hmm. But
right?
but one man that is going in though, and I'm very very happy that Lex Luger is going in.
Well deserved. But I guess he wasn't going in before because he had heat with Vince from walking away on him.
Yeah.
Great career, great guy. Made a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
But admits to them. I'll give him that. There's only one perfect person in history. He's not in WWE or WCW. He's going in. I know he's having trouble walking. He's working with DDP every day.
Yeah.
I assume DDP will put him in. And I think he'll walk out on stage to a very, very loud ovation.
DDP or possibly Sting, maybe?
I don't think Sting will do it.
No.
Sting's so religious. I don't know if he wants to do anything anymore, but especially for WWE.
Mm.
I think he's bitter about WWE.
Lex is very religious as well.
Well, he turned religious. I don't know how religious. He's saying that Elizabeth's death led him to the light, right? But I don't know. If that's what it takes to find God, that's a problem.
I heard some crazy stories about him from different guys I've talked on this podcast about him being like so juiced up, like he was just uncontrollable.
Oh, I'm sure. I've never met him. I surprisingly never met Lex Luger.
Yeah.
He was in WCW. He was never in WWE when I was there. Clearly, he was on the juice. He got injured sitting on an airplane. He just went paralyzed.
Yeah, that is crazy, isn't it?
Well, it was spinal stenosis, I think he had.
Yeah.
And then boom, it just got him. Well, like I said, I think Sheamus actually was diagnosed with that, and he goes through rehab for it all the time. I think he has it as well.
Wow.
That's the impact of bodybuilding and wrestling and all these other sports that are high impact. That's what happens to you.
Yeah. When you look at, like, if you showed somebody that hadn't seen Lex Luger a picture of him from when he was in WCW and now, it just doesn't look like the same guy at all.
No. But none of those guys do, because they were so reliant on the gas to get that big. And listen, not that he didn't work out. Clearly, him a warrior can work out. But look at all the Mr. Olympians. Look at Ronnie Coleman. Look at all those guys. They're all deflated down to 130 pounds now.
Yeah. And then
they don't look good. They're not good like that. They don't look healthy.
No. There's talks that Demolition may go in. Thoughts on that?
I thought Demolition was going in. I think they
should. Is it official yet?
They were. I don't know if they announced it yet, but they should be in.
Maybe it is official now, yeah.
And they will come out to probably the loudest ovation of the night.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it nice to put guys in though before they fucking die?
Well, they're not the original Demolition.
Oh, I know, but even if we stretch back to Lex and the health conditions that he's in, and we've seen people in the past before, they die and then they go in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Just let bygones be bygones. Now, I know that was Vince stuff, as you said, but Triple H seems to have to bury the hatchet with people.
Well, does that mean they're going to put China in? Or do they put China? China hasn't gone in yet, right?
China is in through DX, I believe, isn't she?
DX.
But Michelle McCool is getting inducted before China as an individual.
Why wouldn't Ivory? Is Ivory in? I think Ivory's in. Ivory's in.
Is Ivory in? I think Ivory's in. I think isn't Jacqueline in as well?
Ivory's my favorite diva, by the way.
Ivory was great, wasn't she?
I love Ivory. The first time I met Ivory was at WrestleMania 15, Philadelphia. She walked over. I'm sitting there with Jim Kettner, and she starts talking to me, pulls out a pair of green panties and puts them on my head. And that's how I started my relationship with Ivory. And for some reason, I always had Jim Kettner on my shoulder going, don't date any of the girls there. Poison your career. I'm thinking, I could have been dating Ivory from Jump Street. And I had listened to Jim Kettner like an asshole. I'm going to text Ivory this week, see if she's still sleeping. No.
Yes, do. I get her to come on the show with us as well.
Get me in trouble with her.
Get her to come on the show with us.
She might do that. She's pretty funny. She's very entertaining.
Jack here on the second point has the influence of Vince McMahon and WWE politics.
What is the
Oh,
question?
that's exactly what we've been talking about. I'm just reading it as we're going along. China, regardless of their contributions, yeah, Godfather was inducted. Stained relationship example, China. We kind of just touched on that with what we said about Lex Luger, really.
Right.
So we are reading the notes, Jack. We're just getting through them here now. Inclusion of controversial figures. Fabulous Moolah. Yeah, I suppose he was saying here the Fabulous Moolah.
Absolutely, Moolah should go. I'm so sick of people saying controversial figures. Why? Because back in the 1960s, another woman was offended. I like how they call her a sex trafficker.
Yeah, sex trafficker. Would they call Moolah that? Yeah.
Yeah, a sex trafficker. Oh, she was. Guys were sleeping with the girls. That's what guys do. I think Moolah out of hand. Moolah was one of the boys. She was funny as hell.
Yeah,
like, by that, then you got to put Mae Young in there as a sex trafficker too.
Sure, Vince is a sex trafficker as well.
Sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Paid her $3 million. Clearly a sex trafficker because he sent a picture of her to Brock Lesnar.
That's not sex trafficking. That's an affair, isn't it?
That sounds like an affair to me, right? Like
well, maybe it's not even an affair because him and Linda are supposedly done for a long time anyway.
They had an open relationship, was the understanding.
Yes.
When you have $1 billion, you don't get divorced.
Yeah.
5 separate mansions. Everything will be fine.
I heard a certain rock star that lives down near you has a similar arrangement with his spouse. A certain AEW rock star.
There's a lot of them that do.
Yeah, yeah.
You got the money, you can do it.
I've seen him having fun. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure I know.
Jimmy Snuka, he said as well after the whole Vince getting them away.
Absolutely, Snuka should be in. Absolutely.
Yeah, but Jimmy Snuka is in.
But he should be.
Yeah, exactly. But what we're saying
again, they're going to go back and say, "Oh, well, because it was controversial, he was involved in something that's never been proven." Okay, well, put him in. He's never been proven, found guilty of anything except being a drunk.
It was the woman that was found dead in his hotel that Vince McMahon kind of allegedly got him out of.
She OD'd.
Quite
possibly. I'm not condoning her ODing, but she participated. He didn't strangle her to death.
People say like, "Oh, Vince covered it up and paid the cops and done this and that." I don't know.
Somebody would have listen. At some point, somebody opens their mouth.
Yeah,
you pay somebody says something to somebody, it comes out. It's never happened. They just like to make up crazy stories. The what ifs of the world.
Abdullah the Butcher, he went in as well. He had a checkered past.
Very checkered. Abdullah and I were in Africa together. Interesting guy, right?
Yeah. Is he a scary kind of guy to be around?
I don't think so. I thought he was a nice guy. We were there in Uganda, Africa, in and around 98. It was me, Jimmy Snuka, Coco Beware, Abby, Nikolai Volkov was upstairs, a couple other guys, and Abby had no cash on him. And he asked me if I would go upstairs and grab Nikolai Volkov and see if he's got any cash that he could borrow. He wanted like a couple $100. So I just reached in my pocket and handed it to him. Just here. And he was floored. I'm sorry, just pay me back tomorrow, bro. He couldn't believe it. He knocked on my door at 7 o'clock in the morning with my money, went downstairs, had breakfast, told me he could not believe I was reaching my pocket and handing him money. I was like, well, first off, you're Abdul the Butcher. You're not going anywhere, bro. We're in Africa. I'm pretty sure. We're going to be here for 2 weeks, man. I'm going to get my fucking money.
And guys on tour, what do you think the money was for? The cash?
The cash was for in Africa, hookers.
Companionship?
Definitely companionship. Companionship was cheap over there. Really, with their own prostitutes. It was terrible. They wouldn't let us leave the hotel. We had armed guards with us at all times.
Really?
To wash our hands every 15, 12. Yeah. Oh, you left the hotel, you were dead. You wouldn't come back. It was a crazy atmosphere.
And what were you guys doing? A show over there? A couple of shows?
We did Dino Santa ran over there. He ran 2 shows over there. The very first show was at the hotel, which was the same hotel Bill Clinton had stayed at about a week or two prior. Like a decent hotel for Africa, right? And about 8,000 people on the
8,000 in a hotel.
8,000 the first show.
It must have been a mansion.
Oh, it was huge. So, well, when I got off the airplane, my hair was down, with big tattoos. They were taking all these pictures of me, the press from Uganda. And they put me on the cover of the paper, and it said the White Devil has arrived. And it was literally the greatest photo of all time. So people were like running from me. As I'm walking through the hotel, they're running away. They really thought I was the devil. Because I'm a white guy with tattoos. They don't have that. So,
have you got the picture?
They hit my music for the show. And it's me versus Coco Beware. Hit my music. I come running through the curtain, and the entire audience ran away.
Wow.
They're trampling each other, running kids over. It was insane. So I hit the brakes. Back into the locker room. They shut the show down for a good 35, 40 minutes till everybody got back in their seat. And they walked me out with guards around me to the ring. And I went in there with Coco Beware. I'm like, we're going like 7 minutes, bro.
Was that?
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing.
Was that because of the paper?
The paper, yeah.
Have you still got it? Have you got a copy of it?
Dude, I took the paper. I'm so mad I did this. I had it on the bed next to my bag. I didn't want to put it in the bag to get it wrinkled. I said, well, right before I leave, I'll put it in my bag. And I left it on the bed.
Oh, God.
And I have not been able to find this paper in 20-something. I got on the airplane and oh no. I looked at Carl, Blue Thunder. I said, please tell me you have the paper. He goes, no, I put it on the bed. He's like, no, you didn't leave it. I fucking laughed it. I can't believe it.
Oh, no.
It was the greatest. It would have been the moment of my career. Like, if I was WWE champion, that's where my belt would be. Right in there with that. Perfect.
Well, if anyone from Uganda sees this, and I very much doubt you will, you know where to find us. If anyone in the Ugandan press happens to stop. What are your thoughts on celebrity inductions then into the Hall of Fame?
Pete Rose, right? I can see that.
Yes. Mike Tyson, iconic.
Mike Tyson, yes. Cyndi Lauper, yes.
Your president.
Oh, he's absolutely. How great would that be?
Yeah.
Well, he would get a standing ovation from that crowd. They would love him.
Yeah.
They would love him.
President Trump is in the Hall of Fame already.
Oh, is he already in there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Listen, if they've contributed
first president to be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Tremendous. It's tremendous.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I will bet you he's the last one that ever be in the Hall of Fame.
Possibly so. Possibly so.
Unless Triple H decides that, well, Kane might run. Who knows?
Oh my God, wouldn't that be amazing?
He's a contender.
He's very popular where he is, isn't he?
He is immensely popular.
Yeah.
And he's very good at it.
Yeah. And people, like, I do see, like, he'd be posting stuff on his political pages, and, you know, people on the other side are saying that all these bad things about him, you know? Why can't people separate politics from wrestling and other things? Just
if Kane runs for president, what are they going to say bad about him? That he played a demonic character? The guy's been married since he was 18 years old to the same woman, never been divorced, never cheated on his wife, doesn't do any bad habits as far as I know, except for maybe some bodybuilding supplements, which who cares?
Yeah.
And he's tremendous mayor of Knoxville.
Yeah, people say to him, "Oh, I don't like his stance on abortion." You know,
who cares?
As he's anti-abortion. That's his choice. Who cares?
We're not getting rid. I'm going to let you know a little secret here. There is not one person that wants to get rid of Planned Parenthood. Not one.
Yeah.
No one's getting rid of it. It's never going away. Just everybody just calm down.
Yeah, he's one guy, you know, I'm not into these kind of autograph signings and stuff like that, but if I did have an opportunity to meet one person, I think it'd be him.
I ever tell you the story about him and I standing next to Nicole Bass?
Not sure.
So it's me. I'm in the middle. You got Nicole Bass to my right. I got Kane to my left. And Kane's got his mask on. And we're watching It's Simon Diamond versus Tiger Ali Singh in a dark match. Simon had this huge like zit on his chest, and it looked painful. It must have been an ingrown hair or something. It was big. You can see it on TV, right?
Yeah.
Kane mentions, he goes, "Was that a zit on his chest?" I'm like, fuck, that looks painful, right? Because Tiger Ali's chopping him and shit. And Nicole Bass is standing there, and she looks over at me. She goes, "Oh, I get them all the time, right on my ass." And she starts going into great detail as I'm staring at her mortified. Kane, just dead-faced, takes his mask, slides it up, looks over at her in disgust, pulls it down, and walks away. He just,
Oh wow!
and I went, okay, I gotta follow Kane. And I just walked away. She was such great detail about the zits on her ass.
Tiger Ali Singh, that now you mention him, I'm talking to his people. He runs like a grocery store thing, and I've tried to get him on for years, man, because it's very rare you see him doing an interview. So I'm trying to hope to get him on before Christmas this year, because he does a great Christmas run for underprivileged children and gives them presents and stuff like that. It's a really nice thing every year in his area.
Good for him. He
Yeah,
had a backup plan. He retired young, right? I don't know why he left, but he was actually pretty talented. Where is he at these days?
I'll try to find out.
In the U.S.?
Oh, he's in the U.S. Yeah. Let me see.
Dead air. We get dead air looking for Tiger Ali Singh. Not good. He can find us.
Where is he? He is in.
Probably in Fort Lauderdale.
He's in Milton, Ontario.
No, it's Canadian.
Oh, it's Canada.
Canadian.
Yeah, Canada.
Yeah.
President of the Tiger Singh Foundation. They're a registered charity that look after kids, underprivileged kids at Christmas time. So fair play to him.
Well, good for him. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, so that's, I don't know, we were talking about celebrities anyway, and we ended up talking about Tiger Ali Singh, so I don't know what happened there.
We went from Kane being mayor, running for president, to Nicole Bass's ass cheeks.
Yes, but the question was, what do you think about celebrities in the Hall of Fame? But that's where we ended up. Oh, because we talked about Trump, and then Trump went on to Kane.
And Trump went on to Kane, right? So we said
future president Glenn Jacobs.
He's going to run, so there's a spoiler. He's definitely going to run.
You think so? Another spoiler.
100%.
Do you think there's anyone that comes to mind then that you think was overlooked for a Hall of Fame position? And here's the second part of this question. Do wrestlers really, really care about the Hall of Fame?
Yes, they definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah, even though they pretend not to.
Absolutely. Is Marty Jannetty in the Hall of Fame?
The Rockers may have went into the Hall of Fame together.
I don't think they did.
No.
Marty Jannetty is not in the Hall of Fame, I don't think. And listen, I wrestled Marty Jannetty. Is he as good as Shawn Michaels? No, no one is. But he was up there.
Mm-hmm.
He was a pleasure to work with. He's got his problems, but if he don't win now, he's going to win when he's dead, because I don't think he's going to be around much longer.
No, they're not in the Hall of Fame. Sean is, obviously, but I thought they would have went in.
I think that's a travesty. Should be in the Hall of Fame.
And he's going through some health problems, is he, at the moment?
Well, I think he's got a bit of some bad habits.
Yes.
Along the lines of tests that are going to come back to haunt him. I know he's got his ankles are bad. I mean, his ankles are really bad. I know he's been dealing with that for a long time, and I don't know if it's painkillers or maybe drinking too much to kill the pain, but he needs to He's not going to be around.
He needs to go to DDP. That's where he needs to go.
I think DDP reached out to him.
Okay.
Put a big thing out, like, come see me. I think DDP called him. Started with Buff Bagwell. Buff Bagwell called DDP about it, so we had to get in contact with him.
Yeah. Have you?
And I'm going to say this, and I can't even say it. I always thought Buff Bagwell was a flying douchebag. But listening to him talk on his little podcast, he actually seems like he's normalized and realized he was a jackoff. So kudos.
Yeah, I think it was probably just from being drunk and amped up all the time. You will turn into an asshole no matter who you are.
If he had as much heat with the crowd as he did with the boys, he would have gone much further in his career.
One match in WWE. One match.
Oh, buried him.
Yeah.
Buried him and threw him out the door. Fired. First person to be legit fired on national television.
Yeah. I had him on the show and he wasn't sober at the time. But by God, was it entertaining. It was fucking brilliant.
Sure
I think I only got to ask him 3 questions, right? And he just went off on one, Jim Ross and this and that. And I think it was like one of the first interviews like I'd done, big interviews. And I think Sportskeeda got maybe 20 articles out of this one interview of him giving out and ripping everyone to shreds.
Wasn't he in Gigolo for a while?
Yeah, I didn't even get to that.
They're the stories I want to hear. That sounds going to be. That's the funny conversation. Forget wrestling. Let's talk about that.
Mark Merrow, I've just seen actually another one that blast from the past is coming over here for a tour soon as well.
Great guy, wonderful guy, absolute wonderful guy.
Did you get to work with him?
Never got to work him. Would have loved to work him. He was doing the wild man gimmick when I was there.
Would you say he's Hall of Fame worthy?
Yeah, Johnny D. Band. Yeah, absolutely. When they hired him, Vince thought he could use the Johnny D. Band gimmick for some reason. I don't know why Vince thought that. He loved the Johnny D. Band gimmick, but he couldn't use it because WCW owned it, and he had to go with the wild man Mark Barrow.
And then he went into
Barrow flew up and brought Sable with him.
Yes, and he went into
Vince
kind of
Sable. That's how she went out there. Poor guy gets outshined by his wife. Then she power bombs him and then starts dating Brock Lesnar.
Yes. Do you think Vince got in there before Brock Lesnar, though, with Sable?
That's the rumor. That's the rumor. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but that's the rumor. I don't know. I don't think Brock would go out with her if that happened. I don't think. Well, maybe he would. He was thinking.
She'd be a lot older than him, isn't she?
I would think so.
Yeah.
She's probably my age. I'm in my early 50s. Was Brock 45? 44?
Yeah, I haven't seen her in person now in quite a while.
She's an attractive older lady now.
She still got it, has she?
Well, she got something. She's not going to stay like that forever. She was ridiculous. But I listen. And as attractive as she was, and she was always pleasant, and I never had an issue with her. Other people hated her. I don't know why. She's very nice to me. Tori Wilson, man. Dude, Tori Wilson was lights out, just the best looking girl there. And she was dating Billy Kidman. And I had so many opportunities, but I wouldn't do that to Billy Kidman. Now, hindsight being 2020, I haven't talked to Billy Kidman in 30 years. I should ask Tori Wilson how to come with that.
You what?
I should ask Tori Wilson out to.
Yes, should have. So you think that she's legit the best looking one there ever?
Oh, Sable, Tori, Tori's top three, easy.
Yeah.
If you had to do a Mount Rushmore.
Yes, let's do it.
Of the divas, who would it be? That's a tough one. We going by wrestling talent?
No, looks. You can do one on looks, and then you can do the next one on wrestling talent.
Oh well, it's gonna be Tori Wilson. It's gonna be.
You know who I thought was really good looking? Ashley Mazzaro.
I was just thinking of her. I was thinking of her too. There's so many of them.
Stacy Keibler.
Stacy Keibler's on the list. Okay, I would put Trish Stratus on the Mount Rushmore. So Tori, Trish. Who are the other ones? Jackie Gator was a piece of ass. Russ Haas locked her down quick. Or Charlie Haas locked her down.
Yeah.
I don't think they're divorced now, but Jackie was something. I don't think I'd put her on the Mount Rushmore though.
No.
Oof.
So you've got who?
Well, I'm gonna put my girl Ivory up there. Ivory's going up. And then I think you're gonna have to put Stephanie on there.
Yeah.
Stephanie after the tits.
Oh, after the enhancement.
After the enhancement. Yep.
Okay, wrestling ability. Then let's go.
Trish.
Well, Ivory can go back on that one as well.
Ivory definitely goes in there.
China,
Lita.
Lita, and China.
I don't know if I put China on there. China sucked.
She done so much though, you know.
She did, but she was so bad. Oh man, I can't put her on.
Do you know who I think's a really good wrestler? And she's been in the WWE for years and years and years and never got a proper push, and I have no idea why. Natalia.
And a piece of ass. She got better
Yes.
when she got older.
Yeah. But she's so good. She never got a proper run.
Well, she has her couple title runs. She's got a job for life.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, what does she care? She got 2 title runs. You've been world champion twice. What can you complain about? But if it's wrestling ability, she got to go on there too.
Yep.
Put her on the Mount Rushmore.
She's a heart.
She's the best heart of all of them. Her father was a raving asshole.
Jim.
What a jerk off he was. We were at a show in Jersey, ISPW, Tommy Fierro's show. I want to say I worked Eric Domino. I did. And my younger brother was with me. At this time, he's probably 14.
Yeah.
And all he wanted to do was meet Jim the Anvil Neidhart. So after the show, I took him to the locker room. I went over to Jim Neidhart. I said, hey, Jim, my little brother would love to shake your hand and say hello. You mind talking to him? And he looked at my brother, turned around, and walked away.
Wow.
And I looked at him, and I thought, 2 things. Either I'm going to go beat the piss out of him right now and get a ton of heat with WWE, or I'm just going to go introduce my brother to somebody else. I think Honky Tonk Man was there. And we wound up going over to Honky Tonk Man to meet Honky, who's the funniest man that ever lived. But Neidhart was a raving asshole.
I heard that about JBL, but I think he was in character at the time. There's a guy I know, he's a magician, and WWE hired him to be a magician at one of their shows in a hotel in Dublin. So after the show, they were doing a magic show, and all the guys were there. But in the hallway, there was a kid waiting with a JBL sign for JBL to sign it, and JBL walked past. The kid was like, "Would you sign my sign?" And he looked at the kid, and he just walked and went straight into the elevator, ignored him.
Didn't sign him? JBL didn't.
No. But he was an absolute heel at the time, you know. So I guess that he was playing into that.
That's awful. Well, Baron Corbin, I don't think he gets the credit he deserves for being a heel. He told them he doesn't want merchandise. He wouldn't sign autograph. He lived as a heel.
Yeah.
He really lived as a heel. I got to give him credit.
Yeah.
Most of it is that I don't want no merchandise. They were going to make shirts for him for the Happy Corbin or remember he was actually over. He said no, don't want him. He probably cost himself a ton of money not taking it.
Wow.
But he was a heel. He said I don't want merchandise.
What do you think? Like, when I was looking back through SmackDown the other night, I was like, wow, 3 hours. It's too long, isn't it?
The reason they did that initially was because Fox because the ratings were so high. They wanted it to be 3 hours.
Is it still showing on Fox in the States on a Friday?
It's still on Fox. I thought it was only 2 hours. Now, maybe it is 3 hours still. But the ratings were so high, that's why they went that route. And at the end of every hour, that's when the rating would boost because everybody knew that at the end of the hour something big was going to happen.
Segment, yeah.
Yeah, big segment would happen. And then in the middle would be guys like me getting their asses kicked. But when the ratings were low, I sold more hot dogs than anyone in the business. Billy Fives will get that joke. So
I get the joke. You mean that everyone was leaving when your match was on to get food?
There you go.
Harsh on yourself.
My Coors Light. But the initial thing was that USA and Fox both wanted 3 hours because the ratings were so high. But now the ratings aren't as high. But they're claiming people don't watch TV as much. So they're saying, oh, they're still just as high, just less people watch TV. And I'm like, maybe.
They're saying that the Netflix figures, though, are going down every week. But I don't really know how they measure that.
I guess they can count how many people are streaming it, right?
Yeah.
Live.
And then break it down. But
how many individual households have it on?
but even over here, I don't think that many people watch it live anymore. Well, it's different here because it's going to be 1 a.m. when it starts tonight. So
Right.
that's the problem. But in
Is
the
it?
in the States, you still think many people are watching it live.
I not as many as there were. I
Mm,
think with Netflix, the good thing about Netflix, you watch it whenever you want,
yeah.
and you can fast forward through it. So I think a lot of people let it play and then fast forward through the crap.
Mm. See, on the in America now, so Raw is still on USA as well, is it?
But Raw's only on Netflix now.
Oh, so it's only on Netflix, so
Only
it's
on
not on
Netflix.
USA at all.
SmackDown is on Fox.
Okay.
But the rumor is that Vince is going to is stooping a new wrestling company.
Yeah, do you think that's true though?
Fox wants him. For USA, one of them wants him. So he might do it.
It'll be
If he
better than
owns either one, he's going to show up with Brock Lesnar. He's going to show up with who's going to get them all. He's going to pay the shit out of them.
Mm.
He'll get Edge. He'll get Christian. He'll get every one of them. Well, he hates Christian. But,
Do you think he'd get Austin on side?
oh yeah. He would pay Austin.
Mm. And he'd bring Hogan back. He'd bring Hogan back as well.
Oh, he loves Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan made him who he is. So yeah, he would. Why wouldn't he? Plus, Hogan's got a Legends deal now with WWE. He's got his beer. Maybe he wouldn't do it.
Yes, I would like to see Vince have another roll of the dice though, because we wouldn't be here where we are today without him at the same time.
How great would it be if he came back with the World Wrestling Federation? He brought it back.
Bought the rights back off the World Wide.
The World Wrestling Federation and run it back. It'd be great with the old legal belt and everything. It'd be awesome.
Yeah,
The Jim Cornette, Jim Ross, bring them all back.
Oh man,
he probably beat him in the ratings in 2 years.
Yeah.
If he lives that long, he's getting up there in age.
What did you think of that rumor when they were talking about McMahon's that Shane was allegedly, trying to worm his way into Tony Khan there and try to run AEW for him, basically?
All right, so I don't know who called who, but everybody's like, anytime I go into a company, I want equity in it too. I don't think Shane asked for anything outrageous. I don't know what the percentage of equity was he wanted, but that's what you do. That's how you get rich. You get equity, you sell the company, I get a cut. Then we sell it again, I get a bigger cut. How it works. So I don't blame him for asking for equity. I don't know how much he asked for. The understanding is that Tony Khan ghosted him after the meeting, so maybe he went too heavy. But Shane has his own money. Shane made his own money outside of wrestling.
Yeah, from golf and stuff, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did. He did very well, and he doesn't need the money. So he might have just thrown a number out that was so big that if they said yes, it was worth it. And if they said no, he didn't care.
Wasn't Shane a caddy for Tiger Woods at one stage?
I don't know about that one.
I think he was.
He was a caddy for Tiger Woods?
I believe he was, yeah.
I don't know the answer to that one. I know he's big in MMA and whatnot. I don't know if he's thinking.
We're going to have to Google that now.
Was he in the car when the wife attacked him with the golf club? Was
I don't think so.
Shane giving her the iron? Use the 9-iron. Take him for $200 million. That's why you don't marry the nanny. Don't marry the nanny, kids. She'll take you for $200 million.
Okay, maybe I was dreaming that night.
There wasn't a vignette on a.
Could have been. I can't seem to find any memory of that, but I think he was involved in golf in some capacity. I'm just gonna have to research.
He probably was. He had his hands in everything.
What?
He had his hands in a lot of stuff. He owned a motorcycle company. He had a lot of stuff.
I'll see what else Jack wants us to talk about.
He's a smart guy, Shane. Very smart. You know what? He's a good guy too. He's not like his dad. I don't think his dad's a bad guy, but Shane is not like the father.
Did you ever meet Linda McMahon?
Oh, many times.
Yeah.
What a sweetheart.
Yeah, nice person.
Very nice.
Is she the most normal?
He's the one I should have started dating.
What?
Should have started dating her. I didn't know.
You'd have good access to the president now if you did.
No idea. Could have dated her. Great lady. Smart, always kind, very complimentary of everybody. She was a pleasure to be around. Really was. I never saw any crazy animosity with her and Vince. They always seemed very good and loving each other. I don't know.
Was she the most normal of all of the McMahons?
Well, Stephanie's normal. I don't think Stephanie's abnormal. She got a terrible laugh, but other than that, she's great. Stephanie was always a pleasure. Stephanie and I got along really, really well. In fact, it was always me, her, and Gangrel at the buffet. We'd always sit and talk to her. She was great.
Gangrel's still wrestling. I just seen him.
He's over there this week.
He's in the UK, is he?
I think he's in the UK.
Wow. He was in Ireland last year. Yeah.
Gangrel does not get the credit he deserves for as good as he is.
Yeah. I'm waiting on it.
Really good.
May the 3rd is going to be our kind of WrestleMania over here. Scrappermania is what it's called. So I'm just wondering what kind of people we're going to get here. There's a big show coming up in Ireland now at the end of this month. And announced for that is Elijah, formerly Elias, is going to be coming over here.
He'll be over. He's a preacher now on TikTok, isn't he?
Yes, I went and I had a look on his TikTok and I seen all this kind of God stuff and yeah, whatever.
There's nothing wrong with that. As long as he's enjoying it and doing the right things, he's a good guy. I wish him well.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been a lot of guys with a gimmick with the guitar, right?
Yes.
So who was the best?
Probably Jeff Jarrett. Most memorable guitar shots.
I think it's Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah, well, it's close.
Gotta be Honky, right? And hold on, we're leaving one out. Greg the Hammer Valentine with the black hair was an absolute trip. Rhythm and Blues, is that what they were called with Jimmy Hart? They'd come out in the Cadillac. And Greg the Hammer had zero soul, zero.
Have you ever taken a guitar shot?
Huh?
Have you taken a guitar shot before?
I have not taken a guitar shot.
I don't think I'd like that.
I don't think I've taken a few chair shots, not many. I'm not thinking of getting hit in the head.
Yeah.
Not a fan. Some guys love getting hit in the head with chairs. I'm not into that.
What about
the guitar that Honky Tonk Man hit Jake the Snake Roberts with was a real guitar. Did you know this story?
No.
Oh, watch Honky Tonk Man hit Jake Roberts with this guitar. They would usually cut the back of the guitar out, right? Yeah. Take out all the braces for the guitar, so it was just a little thin piece of balsa wood. It would explode, right?
Yeah.
Fucking handed a Honky Tonk Man a non-worked, like a Gibson hardwood guitar. Watched it. He smashes the shit out of poor Jake Roberts. The guitar barely splits. Oh, the Jake's been pissed off about that for 40 years.
Did he get it done in one shot?
He got done in one shot already.
Oh.
And Honky's still laughing about it to this day.
What about Thumbtacks? Have you ever had the unfortunate pleasure of working with them?
No. Anytime I would see that, I would lecture guys. What the hell is wrong with you? That you're going to roll around in Thumbtacks?
Moxley done it when he was over here at a show a couple of years back with one of our guys. And I was with my son at the time, and he was only 4. And he said to me, "Is he okay? Is he okay?" And then he didn't. He couldn't believe when we went to a show a couple of months later that the guy that took the bump was actually okay. Because he was leaving there, man. He had thumbtacks stuck in his fucking head and the side of his face and everything.
I told you, I'm 100% sure I wrestled Moxley in his first match in WWE, right? I don't know how to prove it. I wrestled him. I thought it was Trenton, New Jersey, or maybe it could have been I don't think it was Penn State. It might have been Penn State.
Was it a dark match?
It was a dark match. He had pink hair.
Mm-hmm.
He was from Ohio. I swear, I have never been able to find it. I swear it was Dean Ambrose. And we had a really good match. So good, John Cena came up to me the next day to tell me how good the match was.
Will we see if we can find it?
That's back when John started the Doctor of Thugonomics.
That long ago. So that would have been...
He just started rapping.
Career. It would have been around WrestleMania 19 then?
16, 17, somewhere in that area. I do not know. I'm 100% sure it was Dean Ambrose with pink hair.
2006. Let me have a look at this.
Probably before that. When did he become the doctor of thugonomics?
Mercury and Nitro. Brad Taylor. The Doctor of Thugonomics, I think, was around WrestleMania 19. So whatever year that was.
Yeah, so we have to track it down. We'll find it for next week. We'll see if we can figure it out.
We'll see if we can figure it out.
I was looking at it. I was talking to a couple because my staff, all my guys, we get new guys. They start asking who I've worked. I'm thinking the list is so long. I think I've wrestled almost everybody in the business, or teamed with them. It's crazy.
I'm going to go on to your cage match now.
Oh, that's not accurate.
Not accurate at all.
Not in the least bit. I got people like, you wrestled like that. No, I was never there. That's okay. I think they got me from Smyrna, Delaware.
Let me see. Also known as Jack Ryder.
Nope.
And let me see. So it has you first down in WWE here on this in 1998.
I think it was 97 Dan Severn, or was it 98 Dan Severn? What did 98 I was there?
Yeah, 98 Dan Severn.
Okay.
And Gigante Silva. Is that the guy from the
Oddities?
The Oddities, yeah. Giant Silva, he's got a match rating of 1.57 out of 10.
I had a great match. I wouldn't say it was a great match, but it was a fun match.
No, not for your match, but in general. Like
Right.
his synopsis is 1.57.
He wasn't designed for this.
Which is not very good.
Like Omos. Look at poor Omos. You couldn't, if you had to build a wrestler. He's 7 feet tall. He's a jack. They can't do anything with him.
Yeah, I told you that. What's his name? Steve Kern found him in a restaurant one day. Yeah,
Is that where he found him?
Yeah, Steve Kern. I was talking to him on the show, and he said I was in Florida at a restaurant. I seen this massive dude, and I went over to him and I said, "What do you do?" He said, "Basketball." He goes, "If you change your mind, give me a call." And he left the WWE card down on the table, and that's how that happened.
I get another guy from. I bumped into a kid the other day. He's 21. He's 7 feet tall. He's a 400-pound linebacker. He's gigantic. Or lineman. He's a lineman. He's humongous.
Did they do that like old wrestling promoters and stuff? Did you see it? They could see a big guy maybe somewhere in a nightclub or whatever and say, "You'd be perfect."
Well, that's how
Is that
they
how
found
it used
Big
to
Show. That's how they found Big Show.
Yeah, bouncing.
Big Show was a bouncer at a strip club in Philadelphia.
Wow.
That's where they found him. So he was at a wrestling show. I guess it was the First Union Center, and Hulk Hogan saw him sitting in the crowd and sent the security guards over to grab him and bring him backstage. They got guy's money. He brought him backstage, and that's when they hired him. First match, becomes world champion.
Yeah,
Turns
I think
into
Hogan,
a raving egomaniac asshole.
Hogan just seen Andre Part 2 in him, didn't he?
He did.
And he had a great career as well.
Dude, another guy that everybody hated, but I thought he was funny as hell. I don't think people in this industry understand what a sense of humor is, and they just get offended by everything. Like,
he had so many turns. That's the funny thing about him, though. Heel face.
I would turn every.
Yeah, he would turn him every week. That was the one
guy, man. He deserves everything he's got, and he really. Every time I was there, he would be in front of Vince, telling him the main roster rider, main roster. He was always trying to get me to fill the main roster full time. He's the only one I didn't work. I would love to work with him and Taker. It would be great. Be a good time. I'm gonna get you in the ring.
Well, you can meet Undertaker at WrestleMania weekend in Philadelphia, or in Las Vegas.
Get my wallet out here.
And you can have a shot of whiskey with him for $2,837. Plus, you have to pay for your admission ticket as well if you want to go one-on-one with the dead man.
And some people are going to do that. It'll be the highlight of their life, and they'll be money well spent.
Part of the problem.
How much is Undertaker getting for that?
I heard that he charges $250,000 for a convention appearance or any kind of appearance like that. Flat. Yeah, 250.
No way. Impossible. It'd be impossible. There's no convention that can afford them.
They can because of the prices. When he came over here, he done a tour in the UK, and it was €300 for a picture and €300 for an autograph. So 600 altogether. Plus, you have to buy your admission ticket. They were the most expensive prices that Inside the Ropes I think I've ever done.
I couldn't see it. I can't see it being $250,000 for anybody. I don't think Mike Tyson being $250,000.
I was told that by a very reliable source that it's $250,000.
God bless him.
Mm.
God bless him. That's all I would do. Why do anything else?
Man won't get out of bed unless there's $250,000 on the table.
I can't blame him for that.
Yeah.
Someday, I wish I was there. I'll get there someday. I'm working on it.
Well, look, that's it. That's it for this week's show. We're going to be back next week with Jack, and Jack will be more organized, and we're just talking bullshit for the night.
That's okay. We got Raw tonight, CM Punk and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, now I'm going to have to kind of stay up a little bit late tonight and see what happens with Mr. Cena.
Got to be a run-in, right? There's no way they're going to end Seth and Punk now. Got to go to Mania, right?
Yeah. Is the tribal chief coming back, or will Paul Heyman come back? There's something I'll have to give there to make that interesting with no belt, you know?
Seth can't keep losing to CM Punk. That doesn't make sense. Punk can't keep winning.
CM Punk's not getting his WrestleMania moment this year.
Does he care?
I don't think he cares anymore, because I'd imagine that he's in a very, very comfortable position there and getting.
He's a very cozy spot. Now he's got a job for life too. Now, right?
Yeah, he'll be a commentator, backstage announcer, whatever the hell they want him to do, he can do.
Right, he's a good guy. He's always been a good guy. Well, I wish him well, my friend. Let's go watch Raw, and then we will discuss next week.
I'm going to go to Limp Bizkit tomorrow night, and apparently Conor McGregor is going to be in the mosh pit, so I'll let you know how that goes.
The singer for Limp Bizkit hit Steve Corino with a chair one time.
Yeah.
When he was ECW champion again. He called me and Lance Diamond the last night. You guys got to see it.
Wow.
That's my only Limp Bizkit story.
What's his name? Tyson Tomko. You know him, Travis Tomko.
I do know Tyson Tomko. I don't know where he is these days.
He used to be their security guard.
I don't blame them. He's gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where he is these days.
He went through some troubling times, but I think now he's on the straight and narrow. I think he went through some kind of substance abuse and alcohol problems, but apparently now he's living a good life. He's in Florida somewhere.
All right, good. I'll track. He's probably in Tampa with the rest of the scoundrels.
Right, that's it for us for today. I will talk to you in a couple of days' time.
Sounds good. See you guys.